He didn't eat it unless that's the other one. No, he's not eating them.
3, 2, 1, and we're
I don't
live
think
here,
about.
Juicy. We're live here on Fishbowl Sports and on Facebook and YouTube, coming at you live here. LSU baseball is currently playing Kent State right now in the ninth inning. Um, let's talk about this opening weekend recap here. Kind of doing updates. We'll talk about the game a little bit that's going on right now, guys. And so, Juicy, what you thought about this opening weekend?
Well, I was slightly disappointed with the starting pitching. I'd like them getting more innings, especially Evans, who really has the most experience. Cooper Moore had a good outing, 11 Ks through 6 innings, went the longest. Schmidt, well, I was kind of disappointed too, but I don't know if the pitching rotation is necessarily set in stone yet. I think Jay Johnson's still kind of trying to get the feel for what the team, how the team's best setup for him. But uh, overall, I mean, the offense looked really good. I mean, the home runs have been there. Bats. I mean, but and I will say about the relief pitchers and everybody that the overall pitching was pretty good. Just the starting pitching wasn't great, but pitching as a team, they had 49 Ks through 3 games, which is a new school record for them. Overall, as a whole, the pitching was good as an effort. But I mean, they look. I mean, they look pretty good. They didn't make a lot of mistakes. Didn't look many mental errors. Started off slow. That first game, they scored a lot of runs after the seventh inning. Uh, but scored double digits every game, including tonight, except for the Saturday game.
I think LSU's most of LSU's problems is like pitching at this point here. The amount of runs they've given up. Just in general, right? But I mean, then again, this is opening weekend, and it's just an observation. This doesn't mean that LSU's got a terrible pitching staff. They might, rust.
LSU just
Jitters.
went final with Kent State too, 10-7. They win.
Okay, good midweek win for LSU there. Now, Bear, what you thought about this weekend for LSU baseball?
But not the kind of caveat, not a caveat to what Juicy was saying. Like, yeah, I mean, well, let's start with this. Get into the pitching. Zach York is everything that we expected him to be. I mean, his first at bat on Friday, first pitch just took a fastball inside and just knocked the intimidator in right field. I mean, I think he had the second one that bounced off the roof himself, but I mean, who knows? The umpires called it as they saw fit.
You got Jake Brown's name in there.
Zach Clark is everything that we thought that he was going to be. Jake Brown's definitely taking a step up as far as power. I mean, he's runs already in the season. Hit two tonight. Hit two and this past weekend. Um, obviously, Seth Darnold being in the lineup at second base. I mean, at this point, he's the best bat. I mean, he comes in. He gets subbed in midway through the game on Friday. First at bat hits a home run, and that kind of started the spark for the runs after the seventh inning. So, Garrett Curiel's, he went 0 for 4 Friday. You know, struggling a little bit at the plate, but I mean, it's early in the year. You got to get about to that 100 at really thing he's going to do. Getting into the pitching was very disappointing in the pitching.
Well, you can't say not all the pitching. They had a lot of strikeouts as a team.
Yeah, was Zach Galvin picked up right where he left off with struggling late last season. Casey Evans did not look good in his start. He especially having the most experience. William Schmidt definitely did not look good in his start. Hopefully, it's something that can figure out. But it's great to see Gavin Guidry back on the mound again, doing his thing.
In fact, Gavin Guidry just struck out the last 6 batters of for Kent State. The last 2 innings he pitched was all 6 strikeouts to end the game.
Having Gavin Guidry on the back end of it, it's definitely going to help us this year. If I'm starting pitching struggles all year. Moving here to the kind of not in midseason. It's just the first opening. I'm
trying to you're trying to move pieces around and see what fits best.
Yeah, I mean, like you're gonna look at like Case and Evans struggled on Friday night. Get 4 runs, I think, in 3 innings. I think it was there. But we've only seen, if you're gonna be a Friday night guy, you gotta get him to step up there at some point. But I mean, it is opening weekend. There's no point to jump off of a hill or a cliff or whatever else you want to jump off here. Um, but LSU's got a lot of power in their bats, so I think that's gonna help them out early on while their pitching gets settled in. But I mean, you lost a lot of pitching last year. I mean, Ianson, Anderson. I mean, like that's very tough to replace here. I don't think it's kind of like it's too early to say that this is gonna be a bad pitching staff here. I think they'll get better as the season goes along. Not panicking at all. You're 4-0 to start the year with the win tonight over Kent State, so I don't think it's gonna be a problem for LSU. I just think we just need to just give them a little bit of time back off of the cliff, if like some people would say. But I think in that regard, there is just people are just
I think the way it's going, Gavin Guidry might earn himself a starting spot. We don't know before long.
yeah. I mean, we're gonna find out at some point, right? Like this is gonna be one of those things that we're gonna have to look at what's gonna happen, right? This is gonna be one of those like, hey,
Right. He should stay at the back end of the bullpen until in case he can close the games out.
One little side note on that. I mean, what's this? Super Moore did on Saturday. I mean, he went and had 11 strikeouts. When six, was it 6 innings?
Well, he went the longest out of all the starters.
So I mean, that was really good to see. He was doing everything that we thought he was going to do.
Maybe he should be the number one guy.
maybe so. I mean, like you could play around with the lineup, right? LSU has a very like if you're looking at non-conference wise, LSU baseball is very relaxed in terms of that because the
That's
SEC.
what Jay Johnson does.
But
He does that with non-conference
that's like
games. He
that's
kind of just
fine
floats it
tuning it.
around.
That's just fine tuning things though. I think that's like perfectly fine if you know your schedule's gonna be brutal in the SEC there. I mean that's kind of why you're doing it that way to set your lineup and get the guys you want that cream rising to the top, and that's what you're gonna have to do there. I mean, this guy won last three national championships. He kind of knows how to play base. He kind of knows how to coach baseball a little bit, right?
A little bit.
No,
Got to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna figure out that
I mean,
lineup though. I mean, it's just a matter of time. So,
no.
Nate Yeski is one of the best pitching coaches in the game.
yep,
2 nines in 4 years. Nothing to see that. That's not.
exactly. I think it's one of those things there too. Um, that it's just kind of like looking at this stuff here and just seeing what's gonna happen there with that there. So, with that being said, let's talk about we're gonna move on here because I don't think it's really much here. Really, so let's see here. Next up is LSU women's basketball.
No, we're the raid. Torino.
We're not gonna rate on Torino just yet. Here, I'm trying to. It's getting there, Bear. You're jumping the gun. That's our next topic after women's
I think he
basketball.
wants to do it more than me. I think he wants to do it more
Man,
than
he's
me.
he's salivating at the bit right now.
We could rate about him too. Because
Kim Mulkey's not. I ain't mad at Kim Mulkey.
So, Bear, what's well, okay, since you got a grievance against Kim Mulkey, I want to hear this live. What you got?
he's great in South Carolina.
But that's not all Kim Mulkey though.
No, some of those losses aren't Kim Mulkey. That was before she got
Yeah.
there too.
She's coach.
It's true,
Yeah.
but it's still not all of hers. So
They're real. On the back deal. They can't seem to break it.
hung in there. I mean, I ain't mad at them. I mean, they hung in there well against like a really good South Carolina team. I ain't mad at them. They only lost by 7 points.
It just seems, free throws and foul trouble get haunts us. It's been on us all year.
Yeah, I mean that's the DNA of this LSU women's basketball team. I mean, you are what you are at this point. You ain't gonna like turn it around in probably like a month time when you've been doing it for over the last 3 months. So, I do think that it was a very physical game. South Carolina was very uncharacteristic in what they do, and I think LSU's defense might have a role in that in the first half of that game there. Very physical
Yeah,
game. They played each other very much so, and LSU was really after it. But I think I felt like LSU got winded in the second half. That's what I saw. I don't know if
yeah.
y'all agree with me there
I
toward the
still
end,
think
but
they're gonna make the NCAA tournament, at least win 2 games, and I think it'll all be all right. I say that to say I think it'll all be all right, at least for
Yeah,
now.
the women's basketball, they're not used to playing that tempo. They're used to slowing it down and working it from the outside in.
yeah,
Overall, but that's not their style game.
yeah,
Don Bailey beat him.
but you can't let another team control your style of play though either. If you
That's
got a
right
fast
too.
up tempo team coming at you there, you need to slow them down because it's gonna throw them out of whack. Because basketball is a lot of timing. You got to be at the right
You
spot.
make a play, you
Yeah,
don't.
you got to play your game and how you do things here. If you play a half court style of offense or whatever, you got to back it down and let that come to you. You don't need to go play up tempo whenever they're running down the court, doing fast breaks and everything else under the sun, being aggressive on defense, going after you, being really physical with the basketball and stuff. That's how South Carolina plays. I mean, great has had great credit for Dawn over the years. I mean, very well successful over there, but you can't, and that's what's happened
So
with LSU the last couple of years. Whenever they do play this South Carolina team, they just get out of whack when they play this team. So I mean, we saw it again on the first half seemed like I didn't feel like LSU was playing their brand of ball technically because they were still it was still a fast paced game. It wasn't
yeah,
that pace of that game never slowed down, and LSU ain't built for that.
someone just texted me and said, "Why are y'all hating on me? I'm not lying about Kim, and they can't shoot the ball."
This is
Got out to my nephew.
oh man. But I mean, you gotta. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's point. Their identity is. I mean, it's changing. I got a month left. And
So, how you view this season finishing up, Bear, for LSU women's basketball? You feel like they're gonna get into like what seed we're looking at here? I mean, granted, it's gonna be rely on the SEC tournament and how that all unfolds there. How you see that going along there, though?
I mean, I think they're worse. They're going to be number 3 at best. I mean, number 3 or 4, right? Number 2.
If
But I don't making it. I don't see them making it out of 16.
do you so I mean they're 22-4 so far this year. They've had that bad start, and then they lost two of their last three.
Well, running balls 0-2 in SEC play, and Aaron Kim walking and everything else.
And, you know,
And they kind of got it. Then they kind of got it going.
So their next four games is at Ole Miss, Missouri, Tennessee, and at Mississippi State. So you got RPIs of live RPI ranking. This is not in the NCAA book. This is just off of the site here. Ole Miss is the RPI of 13, Missouri 78, Tennessee's a 9, Mississippi State's a 40. South Carolina was an RPI of a 4. If you want to know what LSU women's are right now with the live RPI update, it's 19 right now. This is not the NCAA site. This is for Warren Nolan. That thing will change every single day. You look at it because basketball games are always played. That's why I like looking at the live data because they just kind of keeps everything going. So, um,
right.
we'll see. So how y'all view this? You think LSU wins out, Bear? You think they win the next four?
3-1 the next.
3-1. Okay. What you thinking, Juicy?
I'm gonna say 3-1. Also, they're either gonna drop Ole Miss or Tennessee, but they're gonna win one of them.
So
They
predictor. I like the predictor this time of year because it has got a lot of you know it's got the data in it. So let's see, or data, whatever you want to call it, and it's got them winning out. It's got them winning out. It's got them going on the road to Oxford winning. It had them losing to South Carolina the whole entire year, so I don't think it was a surprise for the predictor. So, um, Ole Miss, Missouri, Tennessee, and Mississippi State has got them winning all those games. The funny thing is, it has the same score for Tennessee and Mississippi State, 80-67. But I mean, that could change every time you run this thing here. Maybe next week when we run it, it's gonna show a closer score. But right now, that's what it's got right now. Um, I mean, LSU did beat. They split Texas, the Texas series. They ended up beating Oklahoma. So I mean, they're on. They're. I mean, if you take away all their losses have been against top five teams. Like Vanderbilt's really good this year. Vanderbilt, Texas, South Carolina. Three out of their four losses are from top five teams currently ranked right now. Their worst loss is technically Kentucky, and they're ranked number 16. So I don't think that's really a bad like. That's not a
They don't
bad
have a bad
resume.
loss. But
Still,
they split. So,
they still beat
oh,
them though. So
they split too technically. So
they lost both to Kentucky. Okay.
yeah, I think it's just gonna be the way it is. I'm looking right now, and I think I go 3-1 probably. I mean that's a safe bet there.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they went 4-0 either. I could see that happening too. The predictor I think might be kind of right in that regard there. It definitely has enough like information in there where it's gonna be kind of easy for it to look at that data and just kind of see where it's gonna go with that there. Looking at that regard there. So without further ado here, let's talk about this here though. Um, it's time. It's time to talk about
Well, we have
Pennsylvania.
head coaches that are probably going to be fired. We saved the last two, Matt McMahon
Yeah.
and Ben.
Wait, I went the wrong way. Let me go down.
No, it's not looking too
we're
great.
about we're about to pull a fast one on you. I'll start talking about LSU baseball again. So we're down to LSU softball here. Four of our five topics here. You can follow along if you're on the stream anywhere. We have our little. I've been working on this graphic for a while here. I know it says LSU baseball opening weekend recap. That's our lead story. It's gonna be on the bottom there. That's what we lead with. On the right side, we'll just kind of talk about LSU baseball, LSU women's basketball, LSU softball, LSU men's basketball, that kind of thing, bro. That kind of thing there is gonna be what you're gonna hear and see what we're talking about here. So let's see. What am I? Okay, Bear, have at it, bud. You have the floor. What do you want to talk about first of all?
I'm very, very bearish on LSU softball at this point. But you go to Clearwater, Florida, you go win against three top 23, 12 teams, 15 teams. And depending on what polls you look at, number 22 to unranked UCF, you two shutout losses, 6-0, 8-0. Like, what are we doing at this point? So I'm going to also add this in there before I go any further. So when we were with Fishbowl, and when we did our little predictor, and I had LSU going 14-16 in conference play, I'm thinking more of like a 13-17 now in conference play.
Shoot, Bear. You know what? I think I might go lower than that, bud.
And it's against that's first Saturday game. It's Plum's hurt in the elbow. I mean, it just went downhill from there. Like that Trina, what are we doing at this point? Like, we're gonna make it through the season.
That she ain't gonna make it through the season now.
So Juicy, what you think about the Clearwater Invitational?
I'm very disappointed. I at least thought they would at least win 2 games, maybe three. I did say if she goes 0-5, she should be fired. Well, she went 1-4, which is just about right there.
The Knicks looks the best on the season when it comes to seeing RPI and all that. And it's
Pitching didn't look good. It just didn't look like talented team that is ranked in the top 10 right now that I'm looking at, but they haven't came out with a new
Um,
rankings yet.
I'm gonna come out and say this, Juicy. I don't think LSU's a top 20 softball team this year.
I don't think so either. If I'm being
Um,
honest,
so I watched appear. So my Cajuns played against Ole Miss, okay? And the coaches poll, Ole Miss is ranked 21. I thought Ole Miss looked better than LSU when I watched this weekend.
I mean, high school team is better than LSU.
That's what I saw. I did not see a very good I did not see a top 20 or maybe not even a top 25 softball team. I don't I
unless they really turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, granted, this is 2 weeks into the season. It's very early. I know I don't say don't panic too much about it or anything else like that, but you got to look at this situation here. They struggled against really good pitching, like y'all two were alluding to here. There was LSU. Their biggest bright spot on that team is Corey Edwards, and right now, and Macy Bedrall. Everybody else is just kind of like not really doing too well. But I don't think it's really their fault. I don't think it's the players' fault. I think they're kind of like they got put in bad situations. Sometimes it's pitch calls coming from the pitching coach or whatever. I think LSU softball does need to look at their staff though in the off season here. Granted, if they want to keep Beth Torina, I do think she needs to make some changes because I didn't really see, I didn't, I
Made
didn't,
the
I didn't see much.
they made changes in the offseason. She brought in Tanner Glass and with us and
That's
brought
true.
on and so Beth Torina could spend more time in the dugout and focus on the managerial point of it. Well, it didn't help Beth. It made it worse. Just you should have just clear water and not come home. Like
They should have just not even went to it.
then earlier, our middle school softball team is right now.
Bear come with the bareness here on a Monday night. That's for sure. Here, I've seen a lot of comments from LSU fans, and when they want somebody gone, they let you know about it. And I seen a lot. I see.
Might make
I seen a lot on Facebook this week. After that UCLA game, you seen about over 200 comments on the LSU softball page, which typically it generates traffic, but not nearly like the football and all the other ones there. Because some of it's nonsense in the other sports, but this one looks like yeah, like Beth might be actually gone. I personally think that. I think that who's man, it's like where you think
their
she.
job security is on thin ice, right?
I would say she's on the hot seat. I would say hot seat right now because you laid a goose egg against Nebraska, who's one of the better teams here. You went against UCLA,
Against Duke.
yeah, and I mean the only team you beat was Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State they're okay. They're nothing to sneeze at, but I do think LSU's going into this Tiger Classic this week. They're gonna have some answers. They're gonna have to the game they're gonna have to win, and I don't know. I think the weekend the team that there's a team coming into Baton Rouge this week here that was having a bad season last year, and I'm still not too sold on Cajuns pitching, but the Cajuns could very well beat LSU this week, and that's not even like an exaggeration either. They could very well beat that team. I'm looking at it from both sides. Cajuns pitching isn't really the best right now. But they haven't pitched in almost like a year. They came back this year and started this pitching here. They've been out for like a whole year, basically, these pitchers here, about two of them. But the Cajuns have bats. They got bats this year. They have a lot more power, and they're hitting with a lot more power this year, and they beat Ole Miss.
They are gritty at the plate. They will fight and grind. I noticed that when I watched the highlights against Ole Miss.
Yeah, they will. You think they're down, they're gonna come back and fight. That is something with this Raging Cajun softball team. So that is something they're gonna have to look at this weekend here. Now as far as predictions for this weekend for LSU softball, whenever I was looking at this in the preseason, I thought Cajuns would be better off, and you were like Cajuns are gonna beat them this year. And you know what? I'm starting to lean your way right now. LSU softball 7-4.
This man better tell me what the winning Powerball ticket numbers are.
Yes. I freight train. Don't doubt me. Just go get
But they had okay, so they do LSU softball play South Alabama tomorrow. South Alabama is not really they're okay at softball. I wouldn't say they're gonna be like this
We'll give
brand.
LSU that win, I guess.
I think LSU will beat South Alabama tomorrow. Okay, I think that's where we're gonna be at, and that's where it's gonna be laid at. But I this purple and gold challenge, you got Michigan State coming into town, UL, then you got Michigan State, then Howard again. And then Tuesday, I don't know if this is part of it. It doesn't look like it because they have like a little bar in between it. It's McNeese on next Tuesday. But
Are they gonna lose?
Michigan State, um, hmm, what you think, Bear? How you view about this that Tiger purple and gold challenge coming up this weekend?
Too. They're gonna lose to UL. They're gonna lose to Michigan State, and then beat Howard and beat but who else is there?
They have McNeese right there at the end of it, but I don't think it's in that classic. It's on next Tuesday.
Uh, they're gonna for sure lose. They're gonna lose to Michigan State and lose to UL. Sure.
You think they'll lose both games, Michigan State?
You know, it's-
Juicy, what you think this weekend? It goes for LSU softball.
I think they're gonna. I think they'll beat Michigan State. They'll lose to UL. They'll lose to Michigan State, and they'll beat Howard. I think that's what's gonna happen. Or they'll win one of those against Michigan State, and then they'll lose and beat Howard, and they'll lose the other one.
they're gonna lose both to Michigan State and UL. They're going 1-3.
Michigan State so far as they're 6-3 on the year. They lost to Auburn. Charlotte
They
was
got
in they lost in 5 innings to Charlotte, and they lost 13-16 to Charlotte. So it's gonna be this is gonna be a one that you're gonna really find out what LSU softball is kind of made of this year.
As if we didn't already.
They have
very
to.
much.
Are they elite? This is the weekend they prove it. They belong in that top 10. They definitely don't belong in that top 10. Now we're gonna find out they actually belong in the top 25 this week. Y'all didn't, you know what? Y'all didn't even mention UCF though either. I was waiting on one y'all to jump on that.
Oh yeah, UCF. I mean, UCF. No, I did say depending on what poll you look at, UCF is
Oh,
ranked at the 20,
you know what I did?
and they will.
I mean, there's so many teams in the
They hold out.
so yeah, I think I'm gonna give them the benefit of a doubt. I think they'll split Michigan State. I'm being nice, okay?
I
Um,
said the same. I almost be trying to
I
be like,
UL. I'm still gonna give them the win over UL just because I think they're playing at home. I think Cajuns will beat them later in the year though. Right now, as it sits, because I they're playing at home. It's hard for a road team to go in there and win on the road. You know that's it's hard mathematically speaking. Normally the home team doesn't win, so they kind of get a break there. Howard, I think they'll beat Howard. McNeese, they should beat McNeese. I know it looks like I'm saying 4-1 right here, but that's just being real conservative here. But I would not be surprised if you all beat them though. Would not be surprised in the
I mean,
slightest,
weird things happen when LSU and UL play each other.
especially in
They work off.
softball. especially in softball.
Yeah.
Especially in softball. I mean, there's an argument to be made that UL softball program is better than LSU softball program. There's definitely an argument to be made there, traditionally speaking.
I just find taking that.
Hmm.
All right, we're done talking about the LSU softball team, ain't we, fellas?
Yeah, but there's another coach that's on the hot seat. Is the other one I'm talking about.
All right, LSU men's basketball. Here we go. Juicy, I'll let you lead us off here, bud. What you thinking?
No, I'm nothing to lead up with. I already wrote him off. So Matt McMahon in the
Well,
season. All I have to say is, all I have to say is,
um, what kind of coach would you like? Would you like an up and coming coach to take on LSU men's basketball? Or would you rather a big name like a John Calipari leaving Arkansas to go to LSU or something like that?
uh, probably a big name like somebody out of retirement, like Coach K or Will Wade. Something like that.
What you thinking, Bear? I think you already said Will Wade. I know Bear was really happy with the Will Wade thing.
I did that. Matt McMahon reaffirmed what I said because I was listening to him yesterday. And he said the only way you can fire Matt McMahon this year with the buyout is if you go to the donors and say, hey, what it's going to cost to get Will Wade, and if you can 100% guarantee them that you can bring back Will Wade, you fire McMahon right now.
I'm ask you
Well,
this. I'll ask you
what
this.
next
I'll ask you this
implement
question though. Would Will Wade Will Wade come back about what happened in the past at LSU?
for the right money? Hey, money talks, man.
Right, he will.
Always.
I guess put yourself in Will Wade's shoes, and you got fired that way with that like little scandal they had.
Hey, hey. We all speak green. We all speak dollar signs.
We all
Money.
All
We all
right.
speak the
What's up, Bear?
so we all speak the narrative.
All right. Hey, Franklin ain't never told no lie, bro. Abe might have told some. George Washington might have told some lies, but Franklin didn't either.
Not many see notes,
These colors don't run.
no.
Uh, any other names y'all thought of it besides Will Wade?
I mean, so many programs.
Bruce Curl,
No, Bruce Carl ain't coming. He it's nice, but he ain't coming.
Tim Mulkey.
Kim Mulkey taking over the others.
You forgot his name. He wouldn't be a bad hire either, but he's a little older.
They could double Kim Mulkey's salary. Just let her coach both of them.
Yeah, later, yeah. The coach, uh, it'd be nice if you could get UConn's coach, but he turned down the Boston Celtics, and he's coming out.
Dale Brown.
Yeah, they go to Delta. And it's such such it got so many coaches. It just depends on what direction you want to go with the program. Do you want to hire a coach, big name you can win now, or do you want to hire a comer that you can, like, well, supposedly McMahon was an up and comer, so that you can use for NIL and recruiting?
Well, the numbers, you never really know what you're gonna get out.
You do
Well,
never.
I guess you not think it's NIL. I mean, how did you move school considered a tier program when it comes to NIL money? They're more like a mid major. So you're not going to get the best talent. You're not going to get the best coaches. So, I mean, part of the issue too.
Yeah, I would say that makes sense, right?
It's one of those things that you pay like everything else.
Yep. See, what you think about let's see, it's just yeah, like you can hire someone really cheap and just kind of make a prove it kind of deal, which I don't think would be a bad thing.
Not for men's basketball. Man.
Um, I think it might serve LSU a little better to get it. I think they should go up and comer. That's just me though.
Oh yeah, definitely. With the way that with the shape of the NIL is for the men's program, I definitely go up and coming.
I think so too.
I think that's the way they should do it because like you could kind of like almost lowball an assistant coach to become a head coach, like and get one of the top assistants in the country to come down to Baton Rouge. Like get one that's really
Real win, Joe.
will not
Uh,
will with this dude here.
no, seriously, Matt Stone did say that though. Like, if you
Yeah,
go to
I know.
McDonald's and
I I
get
I,
Will Wade,
I
you
heard
are
his yeah I heard his little like um on his pod he was talking about that earlier this week. Or like toward the end of last week, technically, more so. So that's one thing they're gonna have to figure out, though, like what direction they want to go. I don't think they should go big name. I think assistant coach is where LSU men's basketball program should be headed to here.
they don't have to get for a big name. Yes.
We'll have to wait and see what happens with all that there. So, is there anything else y'all want to talk about before we get off the air here?
No, and if we're predicting their season, they're gonna lose out. They're not making the postseason. So
Yeah, they
That's your
stick a
hard. Like yesterday,
stick a fork in them.
stick a fork in it. He's done.
Yep, his goose is cooked.
Her goose has been cooked since the season started. We called it.
All right. Well, this for everybody. If you want to know about all the LSU sports on our website, it's fishbowlnation.wixsite.com. You can look at our schedules here. We have, live up-to-date scoring, which the Kent State one was a 7-10 win for LSU. Baseball tonight. So we have all the schedules for LSU sports up on the site. Um, so the last four games for LSU is at Texas tomorrow versus Alabama, at Ole Miss, Oklahoma, at Auburn, and versus Texas A&M. So
all losses.
yeah, that's not looking too good, this year.
No, that's like 2-27 in conference play.
Yep. So I think that'll do it all for us here on Fishbowl Sports. Here, go subscribe to our Walmart Creator. You can go order all kind of merch, basically LSU Tiger merch, because we are partners at Walmart. They're great sponsors of this show here. They like what the Fishbowl does, so it's very good stuff there. They got a host of products you can get. All purchases except food purchases come here directly supporting this program here that you see every week. We don't charge anything to watch our stuff, so you know if you want to throw something, we have our creator link on our Instagram page, on our Facebook page, YouTube page, threads, all that good stuff there. All of them there. So yeah, that's all we got here. Anything you want to say before we get off the air here, Juicy?
No, that's it. Me.
What you thinking, Bear?
Well, I tell you what, if y'all like, comment, and share our posts and pages, I promise you, and and tell somebody about the show. I promise I'll be nicer to Beth Torino.
You you heard it here. He comes with the guarantee. All right. Thank y'all for tuning into this episode here tonight. We'll hope to see y'all again here next time here on Fishbowl Sports. Hope a great, wonderful night. We'll see you here next time here on Fishbowl Sports.
Good night.